I just created a fully AI-generated video of myself, and honestly, it kind of scares me how good it looks. You see, I've tested just about every workflow you can imagine, and I've never seen something like this before. But here's the thing. Most people are still stuck creating images of themselves with Nano Banana, and then animating it with their favorite video model, only to find out that it barely looks like them anymore. Trust me, I've been there, and I know how frustrating it is, which is why I wanted to share this 4-step workflow that gets you results like these. And the best part, almost no one knows about this yet. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step the exact process I use to create AI videos that look exactly like me. We'll walk through how to create your AI clone, drop them into a scene, generate your videos, and then bring it all together. And by the end of this video, you'll have my full workflow along with all the prompts and tools to place yourself in any scene you want. But actually, we only need one tool because Higgsfield allows us to do the entire workflow in one place. So let's start with the first step, which is to create our AI clone. From the Higgsfield.ai homepage, we'll click on Character and then click Create Character. Now, Higgsfield will prompt us to upload 20 or more of our best photos. We want to make sure that we're the only person in the frame, our face is clearly visible, and we have photos from multiple angles. If you don't already have 20 photos of yourself, you can either manually take them or just use Higgsfield to generate them in minutes. Let me show you how. First, we'll hover over Image and click Nano Banana 2. I've noticed that Nano Banana 2 is much better at character consistency and prompt adherence than the original Nano Banana Pro. Plus, it'll also be a lot quicker in generating these 20 images. Now, we'll make sure our model is set to Nano Banana 2, then we'll select the same aspect ratio as we plan on generating our video in, which is 16:9. Let's go with 4K quality and a batch size of 4 so we have more options to choose from. After that, we need to upload our best reference image of ourselves, so I'll use one from my YouTube studio. This is what we'll use as our prompt, because we want to make sure we have professional studio quality shots within our photo set. And after generating a few times, this is literally perfect. Now we want to make sure we have both side profiles as well. So we'll keep all settings the same, but this time we'll add right side profile and left side profile in separate generations. And these are the final results. Now we've got 3 professional studio quality photos, but we also need some natural, everyday life type of photos. Remember, for the best results, we need images where we're the only person in the frame. Our face is clearly visible, and there are different angles, facial expressions, and poses. To save you the effort, I've dropped all of my prompts in the description so you can just take them and tweak them to your liking. If you're not confident to change the prompts yourself, then you can always use ChatGPT to adjust them. But for now, let me show you an example using this prompt to generate a photo of me at a hardware store reading the label of a paint can. The result is perfect. Or let's try this prompt of me taking a bathroom selfie before bed, which is a little more raw and natural, and this is what we get. Now we just rinse and repeat the same process until we have all 20 photos. And with these 20 photos, we'll go back to the Create Character section and upload all of our reference images. Let's use Sky for our character name, and then we'll select Soul 2.0 for our model, since it generates far better results than the original Soul model. Now, although 20 photos is plenty to get great results, if you really want to go all out, then you can use up to 80 reference images to create your AI clone. But for now, we'll continue with our current set. Now that we have our AI clone, it's time for step 2, which is to generate the frames for our scenes. To do this, we'll click on Generate. But before we start generating our scene frames, we need to select the correct settings. So we'll make sure Soul 2.0 is selected, then we'll change our aspect ratio to 16:9, our resolution to 2K, we'll turn prompt enhancement on for better prompt quality, and we'll increase our batch size to 4 images. We also have the option to use color transfer to control the colors of our generations, or mood boards to change the mood of our images, but we'll keep both on their default settings for now. Since we'll be using a photo of me in my YouTube studio as the start frame for scene 1, let's generate the end frame. This is the prompt we'll use to make sure we finish the scene in a cyberpunk street at night. And this is the result. For the next scene, we'll keep all settings the same, but we'll use this prompt to make sure we end up in a high fashion environment. Safe to say we did exactly that with this outcome. For our final example, we'll use this prompt to create the end frame for the scene that transitions us from high fashion to black and white 1950s environment. And the result looks perfect. Now, we'll just repeat the process for all of our scene frames. Remember, every single prompt I used will be in the description below. And after completing all scene frame generations, these are all our final shots. Now that we've created our AI clone and used it to make all of our scene frames, it's time for step 3, which is to generate all of our scenes. To do this, we'll click Cinema Studio and make sure that video is selected. If you're new to Higgsfield, then you might feel overwhelmed here, but don't worry, it's really simple. First, we'll make sure we have single shot selected because we don't want any camera cuts during our scenes. Then we'll change our aspect ratio to 16:9, our resolution to 1080p. We'll keep our genre on general, turn sound generation off, and increase our batch size to 4. Since we're aiming for a video that frequently transforms scenes, we'll change our camera movement to dolly in and our speed ramp to linear, which will help pace the video. After that, we'll upload our start and end frames. This is the prompt we'll use to help the AI fill the gap between our frames. And after a few generations, this one is definitely my favorite. Now, we'll just repeat this process for all of the scene frames that we made. So let's move on to scene 2, where the last frame of our first scene will now become the first frame of this scene. Then we'll upload our new end frame and replace our prompt with this new one. Take a look at the outcome. And after repeating the process for all our scenes, the final scene loops back to our very first frame. So we'll upload the original starting frame of scene 1 as the end frame for this scene. As usual, the start frame for this scene will be the end frame of the last scene. Then we'll use this as our prompt to seamlessly transition back into our YouTube studio. And this is the final result. Our character seems to start talking at the end of the clip, but we can fix this with step 4, which is to edit it all together. I like to use CapCut for my edits, but you can use any editing software that you prefer. So we'll just drop in all of our scenes and make sure that everything lines up neatly. Then we'll add in any extra transitions, sound effects, and finishing touches to help bring our video to life. And after finishing the edit, this is the final result. So now you know how to create AI videos that actually look like you. But here's where it gets interesting, because you can use everything you just learned to help you create cinematic AI commercials. We're talking high-quality, professional ad footage, because the truth is, learning one workflow is great, but knowing how to combine them is where the real value is. So if you want to use your AI clone in professional commercials, just click the video on screen now.